Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday. How are we? Test, 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 test. Hold on. I got to let's not automatically adjust my microphone. Let's go like that and turn my microphone up a little bit. Okay. Okay, hello. As you are popping in, please say hello. Where are you? Where are you coming in from? Welcome to today's live workout. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Laura, Colleran, Fran. Hi, Abby Solstra. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? So as you are joining in, please use the chat box to say hello. Where are you in space? How are you today? How's your body feeling? Do we have any injuries that I'm working with? Tell me everything. So just so you know, as you are popping in, your camera is automatically defaulted to the off position and you are automatically muted as soon as you pop in. If you would like to appear on camera so that I can check your technique, all you're going to do is look to the bottom left of your screen and there is a button that says Start Video. That's going to allow me to be able to see you. Hi, Inez. How are you? So good to see your face. Hi. I love that you are here. Kimberly, hello. So yes, if you want to appear on video, you have that choice, but I will not be able to see you if you are here and you are off camera, and that is absolutely okay. I am also going to be muting everybody until the end. That way, you don't have to worry if you're making noise in the background or if someone comes in to talk to you. I also encourage you to put on some music. I am not going to have music here in the background because it distorts my audio and you won't be able to hear me as well. And I've just find that it really works out best if I just don't use music. But I so encourage you to put some tunes on in the background. It makes the workout so much more fun. And I can't hear you. So go ahead and put the music on and enjoy that. You do want to make sure that you're wearing shoes. I know you're working out at home, but I still want you wearing shoes. Your feet still need support, always, always, always. If you're able to work out on a hardwood surface or anything that's not carpet, that's ideal. But if you've got carpet, you got carpet, no big deal, right? And make sure you've got some water with you. So today we're going to be using light dumbbells, heavy dumbbells, and a resistance band. If you don't have them, that's okay. I will give you variations and adjustments for those of you that don't have equipment. If you have heavier equipment, bring it out and use it. I'm going to teach this class from the middle fitness level. We've got a lot of different fitness levels that are going to be joining us today. And I really like to provide, sorry, my knees are hurting me in that crouch position. So I really like to provide a workout that everyone can join into. So I will give you ways to make the workout harder, and I will also give you ways to make the workout easier. Okay, so please know you are responsible for getting the workout that you want. If you want it to be a little bit harder, listen up and I will tell you how. If you want it to be a little bit easier, do the same. So for those of you guys that do want the workout to be a little bit easier, please make a mental note. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to move a little bit more slowly than I do. You're going to use little or no resistance. You're going to do fewer repetitions than what I suggest. You can do fewer sets, and you can also take a couple minutes and sit out and rest. There's lots of ways you can make this workout easier. Let me repeat those. If you want the workout to be easier, you're going to move slower. You're going to do fewer sets or fewer reps. You can also stop and take a break whenever you need to and join back when you're ready. Even if your camera is on, I'm not here to police you or bully you into a workout. I really want you to have the workout that you want, okay? So welcome, welcome, welcome everybody as you're popping in. Please use the chat box. Tell me hi, tell me where you're coming in from. Put your shoes on, turn your tunes on. I'm gonna be muting everybody so that you don't have to worry. And then at the end, I'll make sure we stay for a couple of minutes to do a little group Q&A, a hello with everybody. So if you have any questions, save them to the end. I will tell you how you're going to raise your hand to communicate with me. And then we'll go over any questions and just kind of connect with everybody. It's so fun to see all of you guys. Oh my gosh. So fun. Hello, everybody that's just jumping in. I want to get a picture right now since you guys are all here, and we got started a minute early because I wanted to make sure we gave everybody a chance to get in here. So everybody wave, wave. So fun. Hi, Alyssa. You made it. Lynn Gartner, hello. Adelia Honeywood, hello. Susan Vadney. All right, I got it. I love it. Elizabeth K. Tracy Vanstein. You look so good in yellow. I love it. Emmy Gilbert, Dana, hello. Kelly and Mia. Hi. Erin Sergi, Val. Hello, everybody. So fun. Linda Landry. Oh my God, so fun to see all of you guys. We're up to 71 people. I love it. So just to repeat, everybody is hopping in now. Your camera is defaulted to the off position so that you won't appear on camera unless you want to. If you do want to appear on camera so that I can see you and say hi and just be a part of the larger group, which is just so much fun. You're going to look at your screen, whether it's your computer or your phone. You're going to look to the bottom left and there's a button that says start video. That will put you on video. You're going to automatically be muted unless you unmute yourself. Please don't unmute yourself on purpose. If you do it by accident, no worries. I'll turn people off. The reason why I want you muted is because I get the feedback in my ear. And then it just throws off my audio basically. So I'm using my AirPods as my microphone, and I know at times it might not be the best audio quality, but I've tested out a few options and this really is the best way for me to do it. So turn your volume up. I apologize if times if the audio is not totally perfect, but the truth is, you know, I'm not really perfectly set up for a proper microphone to be doing this. So we're just kind of making the best of what we've got, okay? So if you didn't hear me say it already, put shoes on, grab some water. You need a set of light dumbbells, heavy dumbbells, and a resistance band. If you don't have any of those, don't worry about it. I will give you modifications so that you can work within the parameters of what you have. And lastly, put your music on. If you didn't hear me say that, it's just so much more fun for the workout, and I wish I could have it here in the background. But I've never been able to get it to really work well, and I don't want to throw off the workout. So yeah, let's get started. 10:33, here we go. So today we're going to start on the floor. So go ahead and have a seat on the floor. I'm actually going to take you through some range of motion stuff just to get you awake and moving and stretched out. Then we're going to go into some glute activation from the Glutes Project to Activate. Then we're going to go through an active warm-up. Then today's workout is going to feature supersets. If you were here with me last week, we did supersets last week as well. And what's going to happen is it's going to be 2 exercises that you do back to back with no rest in between. I will give you the information as we get there. And then you're going to be working at your own pace so that you can take the speed up if you want to, or slow it down. So I will give you that information when we get there, but let's go ahead and get started. So we are going to start on the ground right now. You're on your back, feet are on the floor, knees are bent, and I want you to take your arms up over your head, way up over your head. Let me make sure you guys can see me. Take your arms way up over your head. There we go. That's going to make it a little better. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Stretch from your waist. Take a big, huge stretch up out of your waist. Lengthen yourself super long. Keep that stretch really long. Bring your feet together. And I want you to drop your knees over to one side. Let those knees drop. Stretch way up out of your waistline. Lengthening through the lower back, getting a really nice stretch through your hips. Bring your knees to center and switch sides. Reach way up out of your waistline. Let the knees drop to the ground. You're going to feel an awesome stretch through your side, your hip. You might even feel it down into your upper thigh on the side. That's normal. Wherever you feel a stretch is where your body needs it. And I'm going to show you guys, stay where you are, come to center, but I'm going to show you from a different camera angle so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So what you're gonna do is keep your arms up over your head, okay? And you're going to drop your knees over to one side. Now watch. You're going to lead with your upper leg until your flexibility pulls the other leg to the other side. And then we're gonna switch. Open with the upper leg. When your flexibility naturally allows, it's gonna bring the other leg over and stretch. And we're gonna go back and forth just like this, side to side at your own speed. And I want you to exaggerate the stretch here, as well as pressing down with the top knee when it's on top. So here you're gonna press downward. That's gonna add a bigger stretch through the pelvis, the lower back, and the hip. This turns a passive static stretch into a dynamic active stretch for the hips. So this is just gonna open up any tightness that you might be having in the back of your hips, stretching out the inner thighs here, pressing down, really make it a nice big motion, stretching your arms actively, up over your head, out of your waist, draw in through your tummy and lengthen out all through your torso. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And knees come to center. And I want you to just bring one knee in and hold for a gentle stretch. Doesn't matter which knee. Just hold one knee in and stretch. And relax and switch. Other knee and pull in. We're going to make this active. So what's going to happen is you're going to pull one knee in and stretch, put it down, other leg. Knee in and stretch, put it down, other leg. Moving at your own pace here, pulling your knee up towards your chin so that it is an activation of the hip flexors. And then gently but firmly pulling your knee towards your shoulder or your chest here. Draw your tummy in so that you do get a little bit of a rounding in your lower back, in your pelvis. This is going to compress, and believe it or not, it does stretch the hip flexors. It is a great way to warm up and prepare the hip flexors, as well as the glutes and a little bit of the hamstring attachment in the back. And 2 more. 1 more. And relax. Take your left leg, put it down flat on the floor. I'm gonna cue you guys differently depending on the exercise that we're doing. So right now I want your left leg on the floor. Right foot is on the floor. Left leg is straight. I want you to lock your left knee, contract your quadricep, which is that muscle in the front of your thigh, flex your left toe, lift your leg up until you get a stretch, then just relax and release to the floor. Repeat that. Lock the knee, contract the quad, lift for a stretch, and relax down. Lock, lift, and stretch, then relax. Lock, lift, stretch, and relax. Continue at your own pace here, okay? Once you get the rhythm of contracting that quadricep, locking the knee, you can actually pick up the pace. This is called an AIS stretch, which is an active isolated stretch. So what we're doing is we are activating the quadricep so that we can stretch and isolate the opposing muscle group, which is the hamstring. You're going to feel it. And even listen, even if your flexibility doesn't allow your leg to go up super high, that's totally fine. The key is that you want to really activate the quadricep and lock the knee and lift, okay? This is not ballistic stretching. This is called AIS stretching. It works so well. It's one of my favorite ways to really open up a muscle. Let's do 1 more and then we're gonna switch legs and relax. So right leg is flat on the floor. You lock your right knee. That causes you to contract your right quad. Flex the foot, lift the leg until you feel a stretch, fully relax, lock and lift. Okay, so you do want to try to relax at the bottom before you lock and lift again. So the whole goal here is that you're thinking about really activating that quadricep, because what that does is that chemically causes the hamstring to relax. So when we activate an opposing muscle group, that muscle group relaxes. So we're activating the quadricep. The opposing muscle group is the hamstring. And so by activating, contracting, and using that quadricep, you are chemically relaxing the hamstring. And then by going through this range of motion, you're actually lengthening the muscle in a very productive, functional way. Let's do 3 more on this side. And we're going to do a similar stretch like this for the hip flexors next. 1 more, contract that quad and relax. Okay, bring both your knees into your chest. If your spine and your floor allow, you're going to roll back and forth 5 to 6 times, ending in a seated position. If for some reason you can't roll back and forth, I totally understand. You're going to roll side to side. We all have different spines. We all have different back structures, and we're all on different surfaces. And so there have been times for me where I can't roll back and forth because it hurts my back. So you're just going to go side to side. But for those of you that can roll up and down, please do so. Probably got about 1 more, and you're going to stay in the seated position. If you're on the ground here, roll to your side. Use your hand to sit up, and I will meet everybody here in the seated position. Come over onto your hands and knees. Place your hands directly under your shoulders, knees under your hips, tuck your toes under. From here, I want you to extend 1 leg back, opposite arm forward. Hold for 2 seconds and relax and switch. So notice that I've got my toes tucked under. I really love this position if you're able to hold it. If this is too challenging on your balance, you're going to point your toes, okay? So you're just gonna point your toe down so that you've got more surface when you're on 1 knee. It really depends on your stability. It also depends on how your knees feel on the floor. If you're able to keep those toes tucked, please do. Really extend back through the heel, out through the arm, really lengthening. So this is going to start to activate what's called the posterior chain. That includes your glutes. And it's just a really great activation exercise for all of the postural muscles. It also helps to warm up the core. And by having your feet in this position, it warms up what's called dorsiflexion, which is the ability of your foot to flex towards your toe. Sorry, towards your nose. And let's do 1 more. Awesome. Okay, from here, I want you to just sit back onto your toes. So bring your feet together, keep your toes tucked under. For some of you, this alone is going to be intense. For some of you, this is perfectly comfortable. If this is perfectly comfortable on your feet and toes, you're going to sit up onto your feet and toes to give them some pressure. Depending on your foot structure, if you have to stay here and just put a little pressure back into those toes, that's fine. But I want everybody to just bend into the toes, letting the ball of the feet come down towards the floor. You're really actively flexing your feet, okay? Super flexing your feet. And if you're able to be here, just hang out and sit for a moment so that you're getting some compression on the toes and the forefoot, which is really, really good. This is actually really hard for me. This is one of my weak points. My flexion in my forefoot is really, really restricted. And so this for me is a very challenging, very uncomfortable posture. So if it is for you too, welcome to the club. Okay, so from here, come all the way up. This time, do point your toes. Bring your left knee forward. Left knee forward, okay? So your right hip, I want you to tuck it under, squeezing the glute of that right leg, which is down on the ground. Tuck it under and squeeze. Now, just relax it. Let's do that 2 more times. Tuck, squeeze your booty, and then relax. Tuck, squeeze your booty, and then relax. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move forward into a little bit of a passive hip flexor stretch here. Just hold and relax for a moment. If this is uncomfortable on your knee, what you can do is you can put something under your knee, whether it's a towel, or you can just double up your mat if you're on a mat. I'm on wood floor, and when I'm in this position, it definitely is not comfortable on my knee. So come back to the starting position. Here's what we're gonna do. You're going to tuck, squeeze your booty, then lean forward, then come back and relax. Tuck, squeeze your booty, lean forward and stretch, relax. Tuck, come forward. And we're gonna repeat this, okay? You wanna make sure that you tuck and squeeze your booty before you come forward into that motion. Tuck, squeeze your booty, good job, guys. This is also an AIS stretch for the hip flexor. So we are squeezing the opposing muscle group while we stretch the hip flexor, which is in the front. Squeeze, come forward, and let's do 2 more. Contract that booty, stretch, 1 more, contract, and stretch. Good, relax, switch legs. So from here, let's start first with tucking your pelvis under, squeezing that side of your booty, and then relax. Tuck the pelvis, squeeze your glutes. This time it's on your left leg, and relax. So your left leg is on the ground, your right foot is in front of you. 1 more pelvic tuck, squeeze your glutes, and relax. Let's put it together. Tuck and squeeze, come into a stretch, and relax back. Continue. Tuck and squeeze, come into a stretch, and press back. Continue. Continue working this at your own speed. You don't have to be worried if your front knee goes beyond your toe. That's old school thinking. We'll talk about it more later. But in a forward lunging position like this, we actually do want the knee to go beyond the toe a little teeny tiny bit. That's old school thinking that is so wrong, and it's actually the fastest way to irritate your knees, and a huge problem that I see on a regular basis with people who are squatting and lunging. Emma, if you're here, chime in. I just had an incredible coaching call with a client, Emma, who's probably here today, a couple weeks ago, and she was doing her squats where she was really intentionally trying to keep her knee behind her toes, and it was causing all kinds of troubles. Relax. Okay, from here, I want you guys to, come down onto your tummy. We're gonna do a couple of the glutes project activate exercises. We're gonna do 2 glute activate exercises, and we're gonna get up on our feet and get going, okay? So we're actually starting down on your tummy today. Forehead on your hands. Lengthen out your spine. Right leg, I want you to lift, squeeze like crazy for 2 to 3 seconds. Relax down and switch. Other leg, left leg. Squeeze that booty and relax down. If you have ankle weights and you want to add them, you can. This is just a glute activate exercise. I want to really isolate your glutes here, get them contracting. It also helps to open up the mobility and the flexibility in the hips. We're just going to do a few of these so that we can get into the main workout, but I want to make sure that you guys are prepped. Good, big squeeze. Definitely keep your forehead down on the ground, just like this. The only reason I'm not is because it changes my audio, and I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. So keep your forehead on your hands. Squeeze your glutes. It doesn't matter how high you're lifting your leg. I happen to have very contractible glutes from working on them for so many years. So for me, this is really, really easy. And for some of you, it might not be so easy to lift your foot. It's okay if your foot only even comes just a couple of inches off the ground. The point is that you really want to be squeezing the glute of the leg that you're lifting. 2 more. 1 more. And relax. Flip onto your back. 1 more glute activation exercise. And we're going to continue. So if any of you here have not joined me for the glutes project, either activate or ultimate, these are 2 exercises from activate that are really good just to get your glutes activated before a larger workout or in general. So bring your heels to touch your fingertips, then lift your heels and move them away a few inches. Have your toes open slightly, tuck your pelvis under slightly. Bring your hands towards your chest so that your elbows are into the ground. And from here, I want you to tuck your pelvis slightly, lift and tuck, and then come down. So lift and tuck. Make sure that you are definitely in a tucked position at the top, even if you don't start at the bottom, okay? If you were here last week, we workshopped this exercise, which was so great because there's so many different nuances on how you can do this exercise. You can really, really tuck and not lift a whole lot. You can lift a whole lot and not tuck so much. There really are various nuances to this exercise, despite what all of the Instagram influencers are telling you. There's so many influencers that are like, don't do it this way, do it that way. And the truth is, as long as you are not way up here arching your back, that's the only thing you don't want to do. Everything outside of that is valuable in this movement pattern. I'm a huge fan of all of the different nuances. In general, you really do want to make sure that you're tucking your pelvis under in the top position as opposed to arching, okay? And you want to make sure that you're feeling it in your glutes. If your positioning is right and you're not feeling it in your glutes, then you need the glutes project to activate, and you just need to keep working on it so that your glutes are firing. 2 more. 1 more. And relax. Okay, knees into your chest very gently, just for a moment. This is going to allow the muscles of your lower back to relax. Just relax for just a moment, letting those muscles release. Roll onto your side. Use your hand. Push yourself to a seated position. Hang out here for about 2 seconds. Slowly come up onto your feet, however that works for you. As soon as you come up, lift your knees. As soon as you come up from a seated position, always you want to lift your knees. This is going to keep you from getting dizzy. This is going to keep you from passing out. What it does, quick little lesson, a lot of people think their heart is what circulates the blood around the body. That's actually not true. The heart pumps it, but it's a muscular tension in the body that causes the blood flow to come back up. So when we stand up by moving the legs, the muscular contraction is recirculating the blood back up to your brain so that you don't get dizzy. Perfect, and relax. Take your feet nice and wide. We're gonna go into a bit more of an active warm-up here, and then we'll get into the actual workout itself. Let me get my, good, you guys can see me. Okay, toes are forward. Take a look down at your feet. You definitely want them to be a true parallel. As we get through this exercise, don't let your toes open up. Keep them in true parallel. Really important for this specific exercise. Bend your knees, stick your booty back, okay? From here, you're gonna go side to side. You can put your hands on your thigh if you like, depending on your fitness level or your range of motion or your ability. If your back or your knees are a little funky, stay here. If this is perfectly comfortable for you, I want you to really extend your hips backward, and I want you to come down more deeply. Coming side to side, sitting as deeply as you can, depending on your body, your abilities, your previous injuries, your aches and pains, your mobility, really just going to whatever depth is right for your body, but definitely sitting those hips back and down, pressing off of the bent leg. So here it would be your right, here it would be your left, pressing into the heel, left heel press, right heel press. Let's do 4 more. There's 1, 2, 3, 1 more. Good, come on up. Probably my second favorite preparatory exercise looks like this. Bring your feet together. You're going to step back on your left leg, then just step forward. I'm going to build you up. Left leg back, staying up on the ball of the foot. Don't drop down onto your heel, okay? Stay on the ball of that left foot. Just stepping back to get your balance. We're going to add to it. Arms are going to come up, sweep to the side, look back up at an angle, and repeat. We're going to stay on this side for now. This activates the posterior chain muscles, and it also, most importantly, activates a muscle called QL, quadratus lumborum. It's a postural muscle that is that muscle in your back that people tend to kind of get irritated from workouts. You know, when people are like, I did something in my workout and my back is all whacked, right? Most of the time it's QL that gets irritated. And this exercise is so good to activate and prepare that muscle as well as your glutes for the rest of the workout. 2 more. 1 more. And switch sides. Let's start first just stepping back and stepping forward. This is just going to start to ease you into the imbalance of this exercise. 2 more just like this. Want to make sure you stay on the ball of that back foot. And let's add the arms coming up, looking back, and relax. And repeat. We do about 15 on this side. Make sure you're really lifting up and back. So you would be looking up and back towards where your ceiling and your wall meet. okay? So it's not just back, it's not just up. It really is an arcing 45-degree angle. Really activating on your right glute here as you step back. That right glute is in charge of bringing that leg back. Way up. Breathing should be increasing at this point. 3 more. Here's 1, 2, 1 more. Okay, 1 more preparatory exercise, which I love, which I haven't done with you guys. So either direction, I'm going to show you from the side so you can see it. Do it with me. Stand on your right leg, find your balance. So you're on your right leg, finding your balance, letting it settle in. Even if you have great balance, you usually need a couple of seconds to find your balance, okay? Once your balance is warmed up, left foot down. So what we're gonna do with the power on your right leg holding you, you're gonna bring your left heel up towards your butt, squeeze for a stretch, relax down and repeat. If balance is an issue for you, find something to hold on to, or just use your arm out here for balance. So we're making this what's called an AIS stretch for the quadricep. So by bringing your heel up to your booty, you're activating your hamstring, and then the hand is helping to stretch the quadricep. If this is too hard for you, you can literally just kick your leg up and relax. Kick your leg up and relax, okay? Because part of what we're wanting to do is just activate and contract the hamstring. And simply by contracting the hamstring, you're going to get a stretch in the quad. And for those of you guys that are able to catch your foot, catch it, pull it in and stretch. Let's do 2 more. Catch it, pull it in and stretch, and relax down. Switch sides. So stand on your left leg, find your balance, hang out for about 5 seconds so that your balance really settles in. Keep holding, keep holding. Cool. And check and see how you guys are doing. So once you've got your balance, drop your right leg, okay? Contract the hamstring of your right leg to pull the heel up to your butt and stretch. Relax down. You can use your arm for balance if you feel, if your balance is not with you. So the point is just really to contract that hamstring by pulling the heel to the butt. Then the hand assists by giving an extra stretch. So you pull it in, giving a little extra stretch. Do try to keep your pelvis tucked under a bit. You will get a better quad stretch when you really tuck your pelvis under. Tucking your pelvis under, okay? Tuck it under here. You'll get a better quad stretch. Keep your standing leg bent at the knee slightly. That helps for balance. Do not look, hold on to something for balance if you need to, but you want to take a look down at your knee and make sure that it's not locked out. Keep a slight bend in that knee because that is what helps the stability by engaging all of the muscles all the way up into the core. 1 more. Awesome. Okay, guys, we're going to get started. Grab a drink of water, grab your resistance, put your music on.
Holly, please make yourself just full screen.
What's that?
Please make just you full screen. We can see everybody and it's hard to see.
Ah, that's weird. I think that's your camera because I am full screen. So
we control that. We control that.
Yeah, I think you guys control that, Ray, because I am on full screen. So if you're seeing everybody, look at the top right of your panel, and there's a little Rubik's Cube type thing, and you want to click on speaker view. You've got your camera on gallery view. So look to your top right, look for the little Rubik's Cube, click on it and turn it to speaker view. That way you'll just see me, okay? Because I am on full screen on my end. Okay, grab your resistance bands, your dumbbells, whatever you guys have. And if you don't have anything, it's okay. Oh, hold on, I've got my notes somewhere. I left my notes. Where are my notes? Everybody, hold on, keep moving. I need my notes. I have a great workout for you. Okay, got it. All right, you guys ready? Okay, grab 2 dumbbells if you have them. Now, if you don't have dumbbells, it's okay. If you only have light dumbbells, it's okay. But if you've got your variety, grab 10-pound dumbbell. I'm sorry, grab dumbbells. I don't have dumbbells. I'm using 5-pound ankle weights, but you want dumbbells that are anywhere from 5 pounds to 15 pounds, maybe even 20 pounds, depending on your fitness level. If you don't have any dumbbells, follow along as if you do. So
what we talked about before, look at the Tide bottles.
That is hilarious. Is it laundry detergent or do you fill it with water?
Detergent, yes.
Okay, I love it. Thank you, Erin. Okay, guys. So heels are shoulder width distance apart. Look down at your feet. Imagine you're standing on a clock. Put your left toes at 11 p.m. Put your right toes at 1 p.m. 11 a.m., 1 p.m. Okay? Depending on what time of day it is. But the point is you want your toes open slightly. Soften your knees. You got your dumbbells. Here's what we're doing. We are sitting straight down into a squat, standing and pressing. Sit and squat, press. I want you to count out repetitions as per your fitness level and your resistance, okay? You can do 10, 15, or 20 repetitions depending on where you are and what you need. See, there's some people in the group that are really fit, but they only have 5-pound dumbbells. You're gonna have to do 20 repetitions. There are some of you that have very heavy dumbbells and are super fit. For you, you're gonna wanna do a heavy dumbbell and only maybe 10 repetitions, okay? I'm gonna do 15-ish to the best of my ability to talk and count. Okay, so we got about 3 more here. This is called a squat and press. Again, you don't have to have dumbbells. 1 more. Grab your heavy dumbbells or a resistance band. I'm gonna give you both options. Feet are narrow. Soften your knees. You're gonna bend forward until your dumbbells are by your knees. You're gonna row back and pause and repeat. I will show you in a moment how to do this with a resistance band. It's the same exact exercise, okay? But instead of using a dumbbell, you've got the resistance band. Count out your repetitions, anywhere from 10 to 20, depending on your fitness level, your weights that you have at home. If you want to do this exercise with a band, you're going to choke up to shorten the band. Otherwise, everything is exactly the same. Feet are narrow, knees are bent, pausing and holding, okay? Either a band or dumbbells here. The point is, regardless where you are, you really want to pause at the top, especially if you're using lighter weight loads. If you've got a heavy dumbbell, that pause doesn't have to be quite as intense. 10, 15, or 20. I'm going to do 2 more. Take a short break. We are doing this workout as supersets. I just showed you the 2 exercises. You're going to do these 2 exercises. Boom, boom, take a 30-second break. Boom, boom, take a 30-second break. For those of you guys that want a more intense workout, you're not going to take as many breaks. You're going to keep moving. You're going to do more repetitions. You're going to do a total of 3 sets, where I'm only going to do 2 sets of each superset. Let's go back and repeat. Grab your heavy dumbbells, squat and press. Toes are turned open slightly. Squat and press. We got 15. Okay. Really sit down deeply if you can. For those of you guys that have been squatting, for those of you guys that are familiar with this movement pattern, sit that booty down as much as you can. Try to keep your chest up as much as you can, okay? With the dumbbells coming down towards the floor, it makes it harder to keep your chest up, but you should still try. Try to keep that chest lifted. Reach super tall. I love this exercise to get the heart rate up. Again, you could use 5-pound weights. You could use 20-pound weights. Whatever you have here, okay? Big lift. Probably about 2 more. Perfect. Next exercise. Keep those dumbbells, heavy dumbbells if you want, or grab your resistance band, going right into bent over row, Feet are closer this time. Really squeezing your shoulder blades together at the top. A really dedicated, focused pause. Because what that does, in this exercise in particular, continue, keep going, guys. In this exercise in particular, it really improves the intensity and the time under tension of those back muscles. So if you have lighter weight loads like I do, you really want to be getting a good, intense pause at the top. Oh, you guys look so good. Terry Osborne. Hi, Tree Sides. I see your ceiling, but I know you're there. Kristen Paleko. Hello. Jennifer Mead. Hi. Leslie Nevels. Woo, Kelly and Mia. Those look good. Kelly, you got a good squat. So good, guys. Okay. Hi, Fran Starkey. Mama Fran is here. Okay. Awesome. Now, for those of you guys that want to keep going, you're going to quickly go on and do a third superset of those 2 exercises, okay? So for those of you guys that really want a heart rate up, harder workout, you're going to do 3 sets of all the supersets. I'm going to go on to the next superset. So while you're finishing out your 3rd set, just pay attention to what we're doing and you'll catch up. You get to move more quickly. Next exercise, it's a reverse lunge. Let me show you, I'm going to show you with dumbbells first because I'm watching you guys. And I gather a lot of people have a pretty good fitness level. I'm going to show you first with dumbbells. Those of you guys that either don't have dumbbells or don't want to do this weighted, you just do it with your body weight only, okay? Grab your dumbbells, feet are together. You're going to hold your dumbbells in what's called a neutral grip right here in front of your shoulders, okay? Just like that. Feet are together, knees are soft, tuck your pelvis under, focus on your front leg. We're stepping back into a reverse lunge. Step together and we're going to alternate. Now, you can stay on one side if you want, but ideally you would alternate. This is a front leg exercise, okay? You really want to think about your front leg being in charge here. So it directs the back leg, it lowers you to the ground, and that front heel is what pushes you from the bottom to step forward. So really focus on that front heel as much as you can. Continue. You're gonna do a total of 30 steps, 15 on each leg. Aaron, those dumbbells are like, oh, wait, are those dumbbells or is that your, I can't tell. Okay, yeah, good job. I love it. Kimberly Cochran, hello. Elaine Everett, hi. Oh, it's so fun to see you. Lynn Gardner, Anne-Marie, did I see Anne-Marie? Anne-Marie. Awesome, guys. So 30 steps in total, which is 15 repetitions on each leg. All right, for those of you guys that have some nice heavy weights, grab them. Next exercise, you can have 1 heavy dumbbell or a band. Next exercise, 1 heavy dumbbell looks like this. Heavy dumbbell, pretend this is a heavy dumbbell, not an embarrassing pink 3-pound dumbbell, but this is what I got. So imagine this is about a 50-pound dumbbell. You're gonna hold it end to end like this, end to end, just like that, okay? Right up over your head, knees are soft. You're gonna drop the dumbbell down until it taps you in the shoulder blades. Then you're gonna send it straight up, okay? Just like this. Notice how my upper arm does not change in space. My upper arm is parallel to the ground. Now, I have super flexible shoulders. If you do not, you might be here. That's okay. If you've got a little bit of a forward angle on your forearm, sorry, your upper arm, that's totally okay. All right? Now, if you don't have a heavy dumbbell, all you have is a band. It looks like this. Lay it on the floor, step on it halfway, bring it back behind you. It looks like this. Grasp that handle, press straight up. It's the same exact exercise. We're just doing it with a resistance band instead of a dumbbell if you don't have a heavy dumbbell. So the heaviest I have would be if I took my 2 ankle weights and put them together, I would have 10 pounds. This is a lot harder right here than a 10-pound dumbbell. That's why I actually prefer this exercise with a band. Such a good tricep exercise. Continue, you got about 5 more. Good. And then you're gonna take a break if you need it, or you're gonna go right back into your second set with those reverse lunges. Erin's ahead of us, I love it. Erin, I'm gonna use you as my pacer, okay? That's your second set, do 15 on each leg for 30. So then I can use you as sort of my time pacer. All right, we are back to alternating reverse lunges. You can do it with just your body weight if you want. You can also use some weights. You could use 2-pound weights if you want, okay? If doing it with just your body weight is a little too easy, grab a little light dumbbell. You're gonna notice one leg is more functional than the other. Totally normal. Put extra love onto the leg that's a little less functional. My right leg has a lot of problems and I really have to work around it. That's normal. You're gonna be super balanced on one leg, super imbalanced on the other leg. Totally normal. Just really focus on the front leg being in charge, driving into your front heel, staying super tall, abs drawn in. When you hit your 30, go right into tricep exercise. Awesome. I'm gonna do it with the band because it's harder for me. 15. If you're using a band like I am, please make sure you're really full foot stepping on the band. We don't want it to slide out from underneath your foot. Really extending the arms and the hands straight up toward the ceiling. Trying to keep the same angle of your upper arm if you can. For those of you guys that want to continue, head on into your third set. For those of you that need a break, take a break. Okay? I love it. Good, Kimberly, that looks amazing. Good job, girl. Third set. Everybody heading into the third set if you want it. Good, I love it. A lot of you guys are doing 3 sets. Amazing. Terry Osborne, good job. Okay, good. So it looks like everybody wants a third set. Okay, looks like everybody wants, a lot of you really do want a slightly harder workout. Lynn Gartner, those are perfect. Good job, really good job. Yana, Christine Hoffman, Deborah McCallum, Jill Esplin, Kristen. You're much farther on my panel today. Mary Tanny, hi Mary Tanny. So good to have you. Jessica Stanton, hello. Oh my gosh, so fun to see all of you guys. Jennifer Beamer, tummy looking great. Go girl. Love it. Tracy, your yellow purple Easter outfit is brilliant. Tracy Van Steen, you guys, has on a yellow tank top and purple shorts. It's like perfectly Easter. I love it. So good, little Easter egg outfit. Okay. Okay, so everybody wants to do 3 sets. I'm down with that. I'm gonna leave the rest of this for 3 sets. So finishing out your tricep press, third set. For those of you guys that wanted to only stay with the 2 sets, I'm gonna show you what the next exercise looks like. The next superset is going to be a goblet squat and a push-up. For those of you that are ready to move on to the next superset, grab your heavy dumbbell. I'm going to, oh, actually I have a kettlebell. If you have a kettlebell works really good for goblet squat. This is about a 12-pound kettlebell, okay? Goblet squat is your third superset for those of you that are ready. Heels are shoulder width distance apart, toes are turned to open. Here on a goblet squat, your toes are turned to open to 10 a.m., 2 p.m. So on a goblet squat, your toes are turned open a little more than on a traditional squat, okay? But it's not a full plie squat. 10 a.m., 2 p.m., make sure in your goblet squat that whatever resistance you're using, you keep it in contact with your chest. Keep it in contact with your torso. Sit straight down until your elbows are just on the inside of your knees, working at whatever speed is right for you. 10, 15, 20, however many repetitions feels right, given your weight loads and your fitness level. You can also do this with no weight. You could do this with a jug of Tide laundry cleaner, thanks to Erin. You could do this with a box of kitty litter, which I did last week. Good, all the way down. Keep your chest super high. Drive into your heels, continue. Speed up the pace if you want more of a cardio workout. Slow it down and go heavier if you want more of a strength workout. These look good. Tracy, those look great. Molly, those look good. Kelly Lynn, Melissa Tagano, hi. Kathy Connors, Carmen Ward, hi. Oh, so fun to see all of you guys. Nikki. Nikki, you and Helen Gabriel are next to each other. Okay, next exercise, push-ups. They look like this. If you were not with me last weekend, let me workshop you real quick. Come all the way down onto your tummy. Bend your knees. Throughout the whole exercise, keep your heels as close to your booty as you possibly can. When you come up to the top, keep your heels close to your booty. Hands are next to the sides of your chest. Draw in through your abs, squeeze your booty. Here's what it looks like. You push first, then you come up, then you come all the way down. Push first, then move, then come down. Push, lift, down. What this does, believe it or not, this actually makes it a more effective exercise for your chest, which is one of the reasons why we do push-ups, okay? Now, if any of you are really skilled and do push-ups on a regular basis, feel free to go ahead and do whatever push-up works for you. Here's the thing. I don't ever program push-ups because of a million reasons. I'm not a fan of push-ups. But while we're working out at home, it's a very valuable exercise when you don't have all of the other equipment that you need, okay? So I will use push-ups in crazy times like this. Unless you're practiced at push-ups, do them my way because it protects your shoulders and it makes it more effective for your chest. Unless you have a great technique, a proper push-up is a waste of time. I'll say that again. Unless you have perfect technique, a proper push-up is a waste of time, and it's also a high risk injury. 15 push-ups, and then we're gonna go right back to those goblet squats. So this is our first superset. You're gonna do 2 or 3 total supersets. Take a little rest if you want it. If you like the cardiovascular boost and you wanna jump right back in, grab your heavy dumbbell for set number 2 of goblet squats. Toes at 10 and 2. Knees soft, pelvis tucked under. Keep your chest super tight. Sorry, keep your chest super tall. Squeeze your glutes at the top. So you do want to get a bit of the pelvic tuck at the top where you are really squeezing your glutes. Remember, regardless of how heavy your weight is, even if you're using a 50-pound dumbbell right now, it's really important to keep it in contact with your chest. That is what counterbalances to make this a goblet squat. If you're not keeping it at your chest, it's not a goblet squat. It becomes a front squat, which is a different exercise, believe it or not. So keep it in contact so that you can sit straight down. The way I workshop this is, if you envision a little toddler who's just learning to walk, and they will kind of stumble along, and then when they want to sit down, they literally plop straight down in space. That's what a goblet squat is. You're plopping straight down with mostly an upright torso. 3 more. If you're doing 15, Nice. Good job. Jill, every time I look, you're working out and Kristen looks like she's staring at the camera. Literally, Kristen, every time I look, you just look like you're just watching. Oh, wait, what is that? Is that me on your phone? Is that why? Oh, you're talking to somebody? Oh, it's Denise. Got it. Okay, push-ups. Second set. Now, here's an option for you guys. If you really want to practice your push-up, let's just have you start with doing some holding active plank. Hold your active plank here. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it for 30 seconds or so. For those of you guys that want more of an active workout, let's do second set of push-ups. I think it was last weekend we did this workout and I did push-ups. I was sore for 2 or 3 days just from the push-ups. And the beautiful thing is all of my soreness was 100% in my chest. That's exactly what we want. We want all of the soreness from a push-up in your chest. If you want to hold for a plank, you've got about 10 more seconds. So good, guys. So good. Continue. I'm coming in. I see some chats coming in. Yana, my stepmom Karen. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Yana has her stepmother Karen and her sister-in-law Krishanti. I love it. Welcome, you guys. So fun. Nikki, we do control. I have Holly full screen. Okay, perfect. Awesome, guys. Thanks for everybody for all the chats. So fun. Okay, if you want to go into your third set, you are back to third set of goblet squat and push-ups. Go, keep it moving. I've got one more superset that we're gonna do, and then we'll do some stretches. I'm gonna try and get you guys done a little closer to 11:30 today because I know we've been going longer. I am gonna stay after to say hello to everyone, to chat, to answer any questions. So if you wanna stay after and say hello and do a little meetup, please do. Okay, third set of that goblet squat push-up, people. Good, go for it. I'm gonna move on to our fourth superset. We're doing glute bridge. This time it's weighted. Now, for those of you guys that have a home gym, if you have a bench and you want to do a proper hip thrust from your bench, please do so. I'm going to teach it from the floor. I don't have a bench and I know most people don't, so I'm going to teach it from the floor. So grab whatever weight you have. Believe it or not, this is the time when your jug of Tide laundry detergent could actually be really helpful because of the shape. But grab whatever you have. Grab ankle weights, grab a dumbbell, grab 2 dumbbells, grab a kettlebell, whatever you have. So put your weights down by your side. Put your hands next to your sides. Bring your heels in so you touch your shoes. Touch your heels, then lift and move those heels what feels about 4 to 6 inches away, okay? Turn your toes open. And from here, I want you to tuck your pelvis a little just to get us started. Whatever weight you're gonna use, put it on your pelvis. Now, I know it's probably not very comfortable. And that's just part of doing this exercise is sometimes it's just not comfortable. Play around with where you can put it on your tummy to get it as comfortable as possible. Here's what I usually do. When I have dumbbells, I put them diagonal on my pelvis so it makes a V going down to the bottom of my pelvis. So I make a little V with my dumbbells so that it's following the lines of your hips and your tummy, okay? From here, you're just gonna lift up, pause, really tuck your booty under and squeeze like crazy, relax down. If you are used to doing this exercise in the gym with a lot of weight, you're going to have to really pause and squeeze. Can you see Buckley? Oh, you can't, he's doing a down dog just off camera. He's been right next to the camera the whole time. So, simply doing this exercise with a really good pelvic tuck here and a squeezing of your glute like crazy right there can make this exercise effective at any weight load. So really play with tucking, pelvic tuck at the top, and really play with squeezing your glute muscles like bonkers. This is super, super effective. Now, I'm not gonna be able to build muscle doing this, but it really does help to improve glute function. It helps to keep your glutes firing. And if you really emphasize this long pause, you're getting a lot of time under tension. Now, some experts, they're all male, but some experts would tell you that even if you have a light weight and you do a long enough time under tension, that your muscle will grow. I don't agree with that for women. I really don't. But there is benefit to a long time under tension, which you get from that pause. And that's about 15, maybe it's 20, who knows? It feels real good. Okay, next exercise, we're gonna do an ab. I'm gonna teach you a new one. I haven't taught this one for a while. Okay, so we are going to get Buckley out of the way first. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you are going to have your feet on the floor with your knees bent, but kind of far away from you. They're not in close. They're kind of far away, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're going to sit up, listen to me and watch me once because it can be kind of confusing, but you're going to sit up. I'm gonna do it this way so you can watch me a little better. You're going to sit up and bring your left knee up and bring your right elbow to your knee. And then you're gonna come back down, other side. Sit up, elbow to knee, come back down. Sit up, elbow to knee, come back down. Now, go ahead and try it. For those of you guys that find this hard, you're just gonna keep your shoulders on the ground and come to here. So I like to think of this almost as like boxing fists. I'll do it this way so you can see me here too. So if you can't come all the way up, you literally just keep your fists near your jaw and you bring your elbow and your knee to each other, just like this, okay? And for those of you guys that can do the full expression of the exercise, you just come all the way up so that you're coming all the way up onto your tailbone. It's really a full sit up. It's such a good ab exercise, and it does require a little bit of oomph to get you up, especially if your abs start to fatigue. Continue. Yeah, Jessica Stanton, those look amazing. Good job, guys. Yeah, really good. Awesome. Melissa Tagano, those look great. Really good. Stacey Hughes, good job. Love it. Okay. 20 or 30 in total, and then we're going to go back to weighted glute bridge, 15 to 20. We're beginning our second superset. And for those of you guys that are planning to do a third superset, I want you to pick up your pace. Move a little bit faster so that you can get that third one in. Going back to first exercise of our second superset, glute bridge. Again, do whatever you gotta do. Like I said, if you have one of those big, huge laundry detergent containers like Erin showed, this is actually, that's like a great shape for this exercise because it's soft and it's round and it's heavy. I don't know how much those suckers weigh, but they probably gotta be 4 pounds, 5 pounds, 6 pounds, I bet. Anything, get creative. You could fill up a milk gallon jug with water. I've seen someone fill a milk gallon jug with coins, and that makes it really heavy, by the way. And it's also really noisy. That would drive me nuts. But just get creative. And then remember, every exercise can be harder by pausing. I mean, my glutes are totally firing here. It's not hard, but they're burning, they're warm, they're firing. It's 100% on my glutes. I'm getting some level of fatigue simply because of the time under tension. And there's a lot to be said for this time. For those of us that are used to working out in gyms and now we're having to work with lighter weight loads, there's something to be said for the quality of contraction you're going to be able to get because you're using a lighter weight load. It allows you to really get precise with your technique. It allows you to really refine your movement patterns. And that's what I've been working on. I've really just been working on repetitions and contractions that feel really, really good. Okay, abs, second set. second superset. All right. Whichever version feels good for you, you can just lift up and do a crossover touch, elbow to knee, either way. Aim for 10 to 15 on each leg, which will be 20 to 30 in total repetitions, depending on what's right for your fitness level or coming all the way up. Okay. I'm a big fan of full sit-ups. I love full sit-ups. I think they're super effective. And this is essentially a combination of a full sit-up meets a bicycle. And it's just so good. And continue. Ah, oh, there's Buckles. Buckles came to say hi. Say hi, everybody, buddy. Hi, everybody. Perfect. Few more, and then we're going to go into a couple of stretches. For those of you guys that want a little bit more of a workout, go ahead and jump into your third round of this final superset. For those of you guys that are finishing off your abs, I'm going to give you just a couple more 30 seconds or so. And then we're going to move into some stretches. So we are all going to end here on our back. Okay. Grab your resistance band. So when you guys are ready to start stretching, when you're done with that last ab exercise, you're going to grab your resistance band. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. If you have a towel or a belt nearby, grab that. If you don't worry about it, okay? So, but with your resistance band, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the resistance band right under the arch of the shoe and then cross it over, okay? So under the arch of your shoe, cross it over. And then what we're going to do is we're going to keep, this is on your left leg, right foot's on the ground so that your right knee is bent. From here, what I want you to do, wherever your flexibility is, you might be here, you might be here, you might be way up here, doesn't matter. What I want you to do is I want you to lock your knee and fully straighten your leg, then just relax. Lock so it's fully straightened and relax. And like I said, you could be down here doing this. Lock and relax. So what we're doing is we're locking for a stretch, then we're releasing. So you want to be at an angle where you feel a stretch in the locked position, but then it releases when it's bent. I feel nothing here. Stretch, nothing. Pick whatever angle of the thigh works for you to achieve that. Now, I want you to come a little deeper by pulling, sorry, this has got to be crossed over, okay? By pulling your leg a little closer to you is going to intensify the stretch. Lock and stretch, relax. Lock and stretch, relax. And as we continue, you're going to slowly move your leg closer towards your torso for a deeper stretch. This too is that AIS stretching that I was talking about, active isolated stretching. We're contracting the quads to get a deep stretch in the hamstring. You can do this without a band too. You don't have to have something in your hand like this. I will often just do this with no band. Relax and switch sides. So for those of you that are joining in after your third superset, use your band, cross it over and hold, okay? Find an angle where you get a stretch in your hamstring and then just release. Lock the knee for a stretch and release. Lock and stretch and release. And release. It definitely works best if you keep your band, cross it over and then keep it separated. So lock for the stretch, release. As your hamstring opens up, you gradually move your leg closer to your face in space. Here too, you'll notice that one leg is going to have better flexibility than the other leg. Totally normal. Lock that knee, lengthen. Let's do 3 or 4 more. Really getting a good, functional, active stretch through the hamstring. This is one of my favorite ways to stretch hamstrings, especially if you have tight hamstrings or over lengthened hamstrings, Gillespie, this is a really great way to get in there. A lot of times what I find with women is it's not that their hamstrings are tight, it's that their hamstrings are weak and therefore the hamstrings are over lengthened and they appear to be tight when they're actually weak and they need to be tightened and shortened to relieve the flexibility. Let's have you sit up. No, actually stay on your back. So sorry, stay on your back. Cross your right leg over your left leg. So you just got a nice ladylike cross. Your right leg is crossed on top of your left leg. Take your arms out to your sides in a T, and then you're gonna drop your legs over to your left. Okay, so your legs are crossed such that you are stretching to the side of the leg that's on bottom. Arms are out in a T and you look up to the ceiling. If you've got extra flex, you look over to your right, coming into a full spinal twist. Don't push it, don't exaggerate it, just relax into it. This stretch for me is almost always in my hip. I don't get it in my back. My back is actually quite flexible. Some of you won't feel it in your hip, you'll feel it in your back, and some of you won't feel it in either of those places. You'll feel it in your right chest. It really just depends on where your flexibility is. People often ask me, where should I be feeling this stretch? When it comes to stretching, wherever you feel the stretch is where you should be feeling the stretch. Get it? Because we all have different mobility. The value of the stretch is in the position you're putting your body into. And so wherever you feel it is where your body needs it. Back to center. Left foot crosses up over the right leg. Left leg is on top of the right leg, arms out in a T. And then you're gonna topple your legs over to your right. So now your left leg is on top. Your knees are over to your right and you're looking up to the ceiling or look over to the left. And just relax into it. And again, talking about, as we talked about in last week's workout, whenever one side of your body functions differently than the other side, like if your right side functions differently than your left side, that's called an asymmetry. All humans have some asymmetries because we are asymmetrical moving creatures, right? We walk with our right leg in front, then our left leg, then our right leg, then our left leg. We don't walk with both feet at the same time. So we move asymmetrically, and that tends to cause asymmetries up the rest of the body. So this is another one of those stretches where you'll see your asymmetries. You might find that you feel the stretch in your chest on this side, but you didn't on the other side. You might find you feel it in your hips on this side, but you didn't on the other side. This is one of those stretches that really highlights those asymmetries. Come to center and just bring your knees into your chest for a moment to stretch your lower back. Flex your feet. And roll onto your side to sit up, super gentle. And let's bring the soles of our feet together. You don't have to bring your feet super close to your body, okay? Wherever it feels comfortable, let your knees release to wherever they go, and then just let yourself gently collapse forward, okay? Whatever that means for you, release and gently collapse forward. Don't push, don't force. Just release, just relax. And even if you're up here and you feel a stretch, totally fine. You come into the position where you feel a gentle stretch, and that's where you relax. The goal is to improve your flexibility and let's say get all the way down, but that doesn't mean you have to do that today or force it to happen. You'll get there by releasing it there. So you start with the first position where you just feel a little bit of a stretch that you can ease into. And then just over time, you gradually release and ease into it. And relax it comfortably. And I just want you to take a deep inhale. You can reach your arms upward, inhale, reaching way up out of your waist. Exhale. One more time, take a big inhale up, keep your arms up, inhale. Exhale, drop your right hand down to the side so that you're on the floor. Reach way up and lean over using your right arm for support. Reaching up, out, and over, stretching through that side, stretching through your left side, letting your left hip reach down towards the ground. Inhale up, opposite side. Left hand comes down for support. Reach way up, reach way out. Lengthen from your right fingertip down to your right hip bone and booty. Lengthen out that whole line. And inhale and come up. Give yourself a hug. Pat yourself on the shoulder, on the back, and I want you to repeat after me. I'm so proud of you. I am grateful I had the ability to show up today. I'm proud of myself for being proactive in my health and fitness. And while we're here, I would love to just take a collective moment to send a prayer out to the world of peace and ease and prosperity, and well wishing for anyone who might need it right now, that we all get through this crazy time quicker than we expect. Thank you so much for being with me today. This was so fun. If you want to stick around, please do so. 11:40, we did it, we did it. So if you want to chat, please stick around. You can turn your camera on. You don't have to turn your camera on, but I'm gonna do just a quick little hello with everyone and see who sticks around. If anybody wants to take pictures, we can wave. Hello. Let's see, who is that? That is, okay, I'm gonna keep everybody muted, okay? But if you want to chat, what you're gonna do is you're gonna raise your hand. Natalie, I see you, and Marianne, I see you. So what you do is you go onto the participants panel, and then there's a little button that says raise hand. And it's under participants. If you can see that on your screen, you hit the button that says raise hand. That tells me you wanna chat, and then I will unmute you. Marianne, you're unmuted. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I thought you got me stay back anyway. I wanted to say happy Easter to everybody and that I love working with you. Today, I didn't do the exercises because I'm really tired. I haven't been sleeping very well, but I wanted to participate in a way. So I was watching the program. I love it.
I'm so glad. Marianne's in Argentina, you guys.
And also today, my sister is participating. So that's also great.
What's your sister's name?
My sister is Clarissa Stoll. She's in Buenos Aires in another city.
Okay.
And she's there.
Well, welcome.
So
I'm so glad you were here.
I will send my love to her also.
Good, definitely. I'm so glad you were here. I'm glad that you joined in, even though you weren't working out. So fun.
Yeah. Have fun.
Take care.
Thank you. I'm love to everyone.
And Natalie Sorrell, you are unmuted.
Hi. Good. Thank you. Can you hear me? Great workout as usual. Thank you so much. Look, I was just wondering two things. One, if you could maybe workshop the push-up. I see you, but I'm not sure if I'm putting my hands in the right place. And now that you're talking about injury so much, I'm a little bit nervous about, I'm sure I'll be fine. I really am trying to get the most out of it. And I definitely feel it, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. So that was my first question. And my second was the warm-up that we do when we put our knees to one side and we reach up. You know that one that we did at the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, that one. So on one side, it felt great. I was like, oh, this is fantastic. I can stay here all day. Then I went to the other side and I felt this like pain going right up my, lower, kind of hip area. And I was like, I wonder if this is an asymmetry or if this is, I'm doing something wrong. One side, it feels amazing. I can stay here all day. And the other side is like, move, don't do this. Stop. I was like, well, so when you feel that, and I know everybody's body is different, but when you feel that, does that mean that that's a weakness that you need to work out? Or generally, I know you don't know my body, everybody's body is different. Or is that something you should just like, don't do that?
Okay, so great question. And that exercise really does tend to highlight asymmetries. That's one of the reasons why I do it, because it helps to undo a lot of the imbalances that happen in our hips. Okay, so, our hips are built like this. They're connected here at soft tissue, but they're two separate entities. A lot of people think that their pelvis is just one unit. It's not. Two separate entities, and it goes like this when we walk, okay? So because we are asymmetrical beings when we walk, This is what happens when we're walking, left leg, left leg, right leg. So what happens is we all end up getting these funky little nuances in our hips. Okay, I'm exaggerating just to kind of show what it could look like. Now you start walking like this. So when you go into an exercise like that, and let's say you're asymmetrical like this, and you come into a stretch, that's going to feel very different than when you go to this side. Okay, makes sense? So that exercise in particular is usually, you'll feel the differences because of this kind of asymmetry. So what's important is simply recognition and knowing, oh, I see, there is an imbalance in my pelvis. That's step number one. Step number two is try to figure it out. That's where it gets complicated, and I would need to see you more in depth in person, okay? But generally, the way that we get this balanced out is by working on, obviously, strengthening the glutes, because usually there's one side of the glute that's weaker than the other. That's why I created the glutes project. It creates balance between the glutes and stretching all around the pelvis. So the hip flexors, the quads, the hamstrings, and the glutes. That's one of the reasons why I did so much of the stretching and the range of motion and the AIS stuff that we did today, is to get the pelvis a bit more balanced. So a lot of the stuff that we did today, if you can remember it, repeat it. In that exact stretch. Okay, so if let's say you're in that exact stretch, what you do is you just self-manipulate to see if you can get your body into a position where it relaxes, it feels productive, it feels a little more balanced. Generally, what has to happen is one hip needs to tuck more than the other, is usually what has to happen. And so if it's, let's say you're twisting to your left, generally that hip probably needs to tuck under a bit, and then it's going to neutralize. That's usually what happens in that stretch. So it's not that you don't do it, it's that generally creep into that position more slowly, manipulate all the different aspects of your body to see if you can get into a position where you can relax, because that movement is still super valuable, but you want to move out of pain and into a place where you can relax into it. Then, if you want to stay on, let me see if there's other questions, and at the very end, we can workshop your push-up if you want.
That'd be great. I'll wait. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, perfect. And so Natalie, when we do workshop your push-up, I'm gonna have you turn your camera this way so that I can see you in landscape. I'll be able to see you more, because right now you're this way. You'll be able to just rotate. You'll be able to rotate, and Zoom will adjust so I can see more of you. But and anybody that wants to do the push-up workshop, stick around and we'll do it right at the end. But there are some hands raised, so let me do that real quick. Yep, I'm gonna put you on mute for now. And let me do that. And let me go. Deborah Kirsting, you are unmuted.
Hi, Holly, and thank you once again. My camera is not cooperating today, but that's not important. It's also a question about the push-up that we also did last week. And I have to say, what I do, I call like I have to snake myself up. Because you say give a little push and then go up, and it's just this undulating movement to get up. Is that okay? Or, I mean, I can do the plank, or I can start with plank, bend my knees and go down and come up. But starting from down is awkward.
Okay, two options. You can practice your plank for sure. That's an option. And then option two, stick around to the end and we'll do a workshop with Natalie and I will cover that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
The undulating and the snake to some degree is okay. To some degree is okay. I'll go over to what degree when we workshop it here in a minute.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're so welcome. I'm going to put you on mute. And then one last thing, everybody who's still here with me, I love that there's so many of you here with me. This class is 100% free, and I am so honored to do it for you guys. If anybody does want to contribute any amount whatsoever, you can provide a little bit of a donation just to help to cover my costs for Zoom and business in general. You can find me on Venmo at Holly Perkins. Thank you to everyone who has sent through some funds. I so appreciate it. I was like completely overwhelmed by all of the messages. So thank you everyone that has already sent money through and last week. And if you want to, great. And if you're in a position where you can't, no pressure whatsoever, this truly is 100% free class. And I just want to do it because I love to see you guys. And it's so fun to see you guys. And it's like the highlight of my week to have everyone here. It's so fun. Okay, so if there's any other questions, go into the participants and just raise your hand. And if not, let's do that little push-up workshop. I love that you guys were interested in this because push-ups, you know, if you guys have been with me for a while, like Deborah knows me, Natalie knows me, a lot of you guys know me, you've never seen a push-up in any of my programs, ever. I quit doing push-ups, probably programming push-ups for people and my clients, I bet 15 years ago, because I just kept seeing shoulder injury after shoulder injury after shoulder injury. Push-ups are stupid unless you can do them perfectly. And I'll be honest, if you can do them perfectly, they're fabulous. But for women, our strength is not in our upper body. Our strength is proportionately in our lower body as compared to men. Men made push-ups popular because they are disproportionately stronger in their upper body. We are gifted in our lower body. They're gifted in their upper body. So most women, push-ups are just stupid in my opinion. The only way you'll get to a high quality push-up is through bench pressing. And that's another reason why I am such a fan of strength training, because if you get really good at your bench press, you'll be able to do a good push-up. That's pretty much the only way you'll ever get to a really, really, really good push-up. Practicing over and over and over and over, which is your body weight, doesn't get you there. So if you want to do some push-ups, because it is valuable, especially in times like these where we're working out at home, if you don't have a variety of equipment, it's like one of the best ways that you can get a decent upper body pushing workout. So let's workshop it. Okay, we're gonna do it together. Natalie, set your camera so that I can see you in your profile. So I see you from the side. Yep, that works. Let me see. And then Natalie, I'm gonna unmute you because I want you to talk to me, because when you talk to me, it's going to bring you into a larger screen so I can see you better. So just talk for a second.
Sure.
Okay, perfect. Now go to the side so that I see the side of you and lay down on your tummy. And talk while, make some noise while you do it. Perfect. Yes, now, can you be farther away from your camera? Perfect. Can you scoot your head up so it's almost touching your dumbbells, your weight plates? Yeah. Okay. Now, let me see. I can't see you fully, but try it. Can you guys see Buckley in the back? Okay, let me see. Make some noise.
Okay, this is 1, here's 2, then my hands are almost right by my chest, like my boobs are like here are my hands by my boobs. My hands are like right outside of, you know, my boobs expanded out here, they'd be right there.
Do
my,
5
my,
for me.
My feet are up. Do 5, okay. Here's, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
Okay, perfect. Relax down. Okay, so I'm gonna.
Should my elbows be going out or should they be on the side?
Nope. So good question. Couple of things. Everybody that's watching. Hi, Jesse Nadler. I see your name up here. Your camera's not on, but I see your name. Okay, so couple things. First of all, Natalie, you've got a decent push-up. So this is going to turn into a little bit of a workshop here. Okay, where your arms were good. I'm going to show you guys. A push-up is not here. A push-up is here. That's one of the reasons why so many people have injured their shoulders, is they're trying to do push-ups here. You don't do a push-up here. You do a push-up here. Okay, 45 degrees. It's also not a yoga chaturanga either. It's not a this, although there is some value in that. You're basically in between a this and a this, which is a this. Okay, so upper arms should be 45 degrees at the bottom. 45 degrees at the bottom, which yours are. Now, everybody watching, Natalie, do 5 more.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Perfect. So I'm going to demonstrate in a moment and workshop what Natalie's doing well and what she could change. The first thing you need to change, that's okay. First thing you need to change is keep your head in alignment with your body. I'm going to workshop for you guys now. You're dropping your head a little too much.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what Natalie just did, what she did well, and what she could change. Let me just make sure you guys can see me really well here.
Yep, you can see you.
Okay, so, all right, first of all, you're here.
Ah, okay,
Head in alignment.
okay.
Okay, first thing is head in alignment always.
Okay.
Second thing, which you guys would have noticed that Natalie did, which I did not do. So what she's doing, she's coming down to a depth right about here, okay? At that depth, your shoulder is at the height of your elbow. That is okay. Let me do it again. She's coming to a depth where her shoulder is at the height, the depth of her elbow, and she pushes up. That is okay. You always, you've got two options. You either want to go to a depth where your shoulder is above your elbow, at the height of your elbow, or you have to relax to the ground. That's why I teach it from the ground. So even though what Natalie is doing is not what I taught, her technique is okay, okay? Natalie, you don't want to go any deeper though, because you don't want, where people get injured on a push-up is when they go like this. And I can, listen, I can demonstrate this because I have nearly bulletproof shoulders because I've injured them so many times. And I'm super functional. But here is where people go wrong. People go wrong if you don't have the functionality that I have. They come all the way down and see how my shoulder is below my elbow? Okay?
Yeah,
That puts so much pressure here, and that's why we get shoulder injuries. So if you don't have the functionality to come here and hover, which I can do because I've got the functionality, most people don't, and that's where the shoulders get blown out. So you either have to stop here or you have to drop. So what I teach is a little different. Let me show you guys more clearly what I teach, which is you start on the ground, okay, so that there's no holding pressure at the bottom. You start at the ground, you push first, because see where my shoulders are? My shoulders are above my elbow. So you push first before you lift, okay? You relax. You push first before you lift, and then you relax. You push first, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm pushing so that my shoulders are above my elbows before I lift. That keeps the shoulders safe, but it also gives you a bigger chest workout. That's why I teach it that way. That all being said, what you're doing is actually working because you have good technique. Let me workshop two more things and then I'll let you guys go. Natalie asked about arm angle. Probably be best. I think it's best if I teach it this way.
yeah. Yeah, that's better. That's good.
I'm gonna teach it this way. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so a push-up is not here. You could do a chaturanga yoga. You could, but that's a lot of triceps. Okay, it's 45 degrees, so the upper arm should be 45 degrees from the shoulder to the elbow. Okay, there. Not here, not here, here. And so where your hands were, Natalie, where your hands were is perfect. And then last, Deborah Kirsting is asking about sort of like undulating up. I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. As long as you start first by coming to here, and then you sort of undulate up, and then come all the way up, and then come all the way down, all the way up. To some degree, it's okay. If you do it slow, as long as your shoulder is staying above your elbow, it's fine, okay? And there's value, there's definitely value to that still, Deborah, until that chest gets a little bit stronger. But again, I don't really want a lot of people workshopping push-ups. We just use push-ups. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We're just doing push-ups because it's desperate times, right? I don't want people doing push-ups on a regular basis. And for those of you guys that do want to be working them in like this, 2 times a week max. Like, don't be doing them every day. I got an email. Yeah.
Hey, Holly, real quick, what is the difference between putting your feet up and down? Like, if I were to do a push-up with my feet down, I feel it, like, I don't know, maybe 25, 30, 40% more. You're still getting a good workout with your feet up, right?
So when you're up in a full plank of a push-up, what happens is you've got so much more load that your upper body is now responsible for. So it makes it a much harder exercise. I would say a 50% harder exercise. So yes, it's still effective. Yes, there's value in it, but it puts even more load on that upper body. And so that's where people really get injured, because it's so much more load that the whole body has to hold. So you guys have heard the phrase, the path of least resistance, right? So the human body functions as a unit. And wherever there is the least resistance, wherever there is the weak point, is where you are going to collapse in your technique. And we see that a lot in a full length push-up. So we all have weaknesses, but depending on where your biomechanical weakness is, it's going to show up in a push-up. And a push-up is a very biologically challenging movement. And so that's why the risk of injury is so high. I mean, so high. Like, if anybody here has blown out a shoulder by doing push-ups, raise your hand. I'll be surprised if there isn't anybody. But I mean, I just got to the point where I was seeing 2 a year from clients and people that I knew from doing push-ups. Like, almost never with me, they would say, oh, I went to a boot camp class and I did push-ups and I blew out my shoulder. So I just got to the point where I was just like, push-ups just aren't productive. I just don't find them to be really productive in the sense that they're super, super helpful. Okay. Again, like I said, if you can do them perfectly, great. But I haven't found women really get perfect with them by doing them. I find women, you'll get good at your push-ups the stronger you are in the gym with your bench presses and your lat pull down and RDLs, believe it or not.
Well, I really appreciate you workshopping it, because I don't know how long we're going to be here. I'm trying to be positive about it. I don't know how long this is going to go on, but you put it now into you programmed it now twice. So I figured that I wanted to try to at least do it right, and my hands were all over and my head. So the alignment helps. I feel the difference already with my neck being kind of up a little bit, with my head being up, and having my hands in the right place. And yeah, so thank you. I really appreciate it.
Simply by lifting your head, it's going to make it a harder exercise. So you just added 3 or 4 pounds of resistance to your level. So that's going to make it harder. But your hand position is good. Your arm position is good. You're good. Just don't go any deeper. Okay. Unless you're going to drop to the floor, because that's where that shoulder starts to get.
I won't go any deeper. It hurts. It doesn't feel good. Like, just being right there is enough. When I go down lower, I'm like, nope.
Yep. Nope, you're good. Just don't do them more than twice a week. Any other questions, guys? That was so fun. All right, guys, we are going to sign off. Thank you for everybody for being here. That was so fun. So guys, my game plan is to do this every Saturday until we are out of this interesting situation that we are all in. So as long as we are all homebound, I will be doing these on Saturdays. And probably what I will do is, I'll let you guys know, I'll probably post so that once you sign up, you're always signed up for all of the series, all of the Saturdays. Instead of having to sign up every single week, I'll post it so you can sign up once and then you're signed up for each week. So stay tuned for that. I'll send an email out, and everybody that signed up, I will send you an email tomorrow with the replay.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Enjoy your Saturday. Thanks, Natalie.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, Christina.